Years ago, after my divorce, my kids were 1.5 and 3 at the time, and I find myself talking to the student therapist because I couldn't afford a licensed therapist, and I'm telling him how ever since the divorce, I have become a horrible mother. I used to be a pretty good mom, I think, but now I've completely deteriorated, and my kids deserve better. And he goes, okay, well, give me some examples. I said, all right, well, before my divorce, I used to cook these really nice meals for my kids, and I made sure they were nutritious. And now, a lot of days, I'll just make mac and cheese out of a box, and that's it, not even a side dish. And before my divorce, I used to take my kids places. We were always out on adventures, and I'd take them to parks and museums. And now, most days, I just stick them in front of the TV, sometimes for hours, while I go hide and cry. And so many of their friends have these beautiful rooms, and my kids, because I can't afford an apartment just for us, share a room with me. And I went on with these examples, and once I was done, I'll never forget. The therapist sort of scooted his chair closer to me, and he looked at me and he said, "Wow, you're an amazing mom." Without a hint of sarcasm, he said, "You are going through the hardest thing you've ever gone through. You are feeling really depressed and down and stressed out, but yet you still get up out of that bed every day and you go to the grocery store and you buy that box of mac and cheese, and I bet you even taste the pasta before you serve it to them to make sure it's not too hot so they don't burn their little tongues. And you don't want them to see you crying all the time and for that to stress them out, so you put them in front of the TV so they can watch cartoons and laugh and have fun while you hide and cry." And Christina, how many kids would love to have a sleepover with their mom every single night? He took every single thing that I said about myself as an insult, and he flipped it around and turned it into a compliment. He showed me that I wasn't actually an awful mom. My perception of me was awful. See, whenever I felt like a terrible person or a terrible parent, it was usually not because I'm actually terrible, but because I was telling myself a bad story about me. The stories we tell ourselves are powerful, so be careful what story you're telling yourself.